Now the 94 Chargers at Mile High, the 98 Broncos. First drive for the Broncos, Terrell Davis. He goes down the sideline, he gets a touchdown. TD for TD. Puts the Broncos up 6-0. Elam would make it 7-0. First drive for the Chargers. Natrone Means, whoop, whoop. He avoids a few tackles. He gets down the field to the right sideline. This would lead to a play action fake. Pass over the middle. It's intercepted by Eric Brown. John Elway, he would not fare well on the next drive as he would be sacked by future Hall of Fame safety Rodney Harrison. Humphries threw an interception on his last drive. He would throw deep to Sean Jefferson, diving catch. This would lead to a John Connie field goal to make the game 7-3 Denver Broncos. Humphries would go back to pass in the third quarter, and he'd throw an interception to Darian Gordon of the Broncos, and this would lead to a field goal to make it 10-3 Broncos by Jason Elam. Next drive, Natrone Means takes the handoff, and it's a fumble recovered by Steve Atwater. There would be blocks down the field, and nobody would catch him. He avoids tackles at his feet in the end zone for a touchdown. The score would be 17-3. John Elway goes back to pass. Cool under pressure, nothing in his face. Jumping catch by TD. Another TD to TD. The Broncos would later win 38-10. What a game by John Elway and the Broncos, and they completely manhandled the San Diego Chargers. 2013 Seahawks at 96 Packers, Lambeau Field. Brett Favre goes back, throws the ball to Robert Brooks, and this would lead to a Chris Jackie field goal to make the game 3-0 after the drive stalls. Next drive, Russell Wilson, play action, rolls out of the pocket, and be intercepted by Eugene Robinson. Interceptions would be a theme of this game. Brett Favre, he would first get sacked by Walter Thurman, again by Walter Thurman, and then by Michael Bennett to get them out of field goal range. Russell Wilson gives the ball. Beast mode! He got lynched! Marshawn, get lynched! Give this guy some Skittles! This would lead to a Steven Hauschka field goal to make the game 3-all. Next drive, Brett Favre, he'd go back and wind up, throwing it deep, passing to the guy running free, Mom. Caught by Antonio Freeman. He avoids a tackle and runs into the end zone for the touchdown. The score would be 9-3, 10-3 after a Jackie extra point. Russell Wilson would throw an erratic pass to Craig Newsome. Brett Favre goes back, throws it over the middle of the field. Caught by Robert Brooks. Robert Brooks would be caught inside the red zone, and Brett Favre would hand it off to Edgar Bennett, his running back, for a touchdown. After a Jackie extra point, it'd be 17-3. Russell Wilson, pressure in his face. He throws over the middle, intercepted by All-Pro Leroy Butler, but Brett Favre, he'd give it right back to General Richard Sherman. Russell Wilson, he would make them pay, going deep. Jumping catch by Doug Baldwin, and they would not catch him. Touchdown. Russell Wilson finally gets 6 on the board, scores 17-10. Brett Favre, he gives it right back to the Seahawks. General Richard Sherman with the interception, but Russell Wilson, he would give it right back to Craig Newsome. Brett Favre would make the team pay. Be Edgar Bennett. He would He would run into the end zone, taking the handoff, making the game 24-10. And then another erratic pass with pressure in his face, intercepted by Leroy Butler. He's going to the end zone. Whoop! He avoids tackles. Whoop! He's running down the sideline. It's a touchdown, Leroy Butler. And the Green Bay Packers, despite awful quarterback play, they win 31-10. Marshawn Lynch, he really only got it started on that one drive. And just horrible QB play. Now the primetime game between the 07 Giants and the 95 Cowboys to prove that the Giants belong. Troy Aikman would throw a pass early to Michael Irvin. It was contested, and this would lead to an attempt, a Chris Bonial field goal attempt. It would be no good. That would be a theme during this game. On the next drive, Eli would throw to his receiver Plaxico Burress a diving pass. Not pepper, not cinnamon, but Tynes is good. 3-0. The Giants take the early lead off of a Lawrence Tynes field goal. Troy Aikman would roll to his left. He'd throw a dangerous pass across his body. Emmitt Smith He would catch the pass, he'd make it into Giants territory. A few plays later, direct snap to Emmitt Smith, and they would not catch him, avoids a few tackles, makes it into the end zone. Score was 7-3 after a Bonial extra point. Troy Aikman, a drive later, would roll out to his left, throw it over the middle to Michael Irvin, the X Factor, number 88. Then on the next play, he would get sacked by Antonio Pierce, and then by Sam Madison on consecutive plays. Bonial would try another field goal, and this one would also be no good. A lot of missed opportunities for the Cowboys. Troy Aikman, however, he would play this game. He would play this game tough over the middle to Michael Irvin. Gets it into Giants territory. This time, however, Bonial would get the field goal. The score would be 10-3 Cowboys. Eli Manning throws it to Brandon Jacobs in the flats. It was intercepted by Primetime, but Troy Aikman would give it right back on an interception. This would lead to an Eli Manning chance, throwing it deep to Plaxico Burress, contested catch. This is vintage Eli Manning. He's got ice flowing through his veins. He would shock the world. Jumping catch, Jeremy Shockey with the touchdown. The game would be tied up 10-all. First touchdown pass by Eli Manning. Usually the team in overtime that gets the ball first wins. Eli Manning gives it to Plaxico Burress, his number one receiver. They make it into Cowboys territory, and they go for a field goal. What are they doing? It's no good. What was Tom Coughlin thinking? He should have gotten closer. Emmitt Smith makes him pay. Goes into Giants territory. Chris Bonial, can he do it? He was bad all day, but he would make it 13-10 as the Dallas Cowboys win an incredible game against the Giants. The Giants probably, to their credit, have the best defense in the BTFL. Here are the passing leaders in the first week of the BTFL and the rushing leaders. The receiving leaders, the sack leaders, and finally the interception leaders. Thank you all for joining us for the highlights for the first week of the BTFL. Join us every other Sunday as we bring you the highlights for the subsequent weeks of the BTFL. Thank you, and good night.